Hi everyone, welcome to Arpita Sharma classes. I am Arpita Sharma, your educator, and today we are going to start with the daily news analysis of the Hindu newspaper for 3rd of Jan 2021. आज की क्लास में हम 3rd Jan 2021 का द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर के इम्पोर्टेंट आर्टिकल्स को एनालाइज करने जा रहे हैं. We are leaving aside the articles from science and technology because that we are going to cover in a separate video. Separate lecture में separate video में हम science and tech से related important articles को cover करेंगे. ठीक है, we are going to deal with it separately. So in today's video we are going to understand the most important articles from the perspective of mains, and also I'm going to make a very wonderful announcement for all of you, a very special free live class that I'm going to take today on Unacademy Plus. तो आज की क्लास में Unacademy Plus पर एक बहुत ही important live क्लास मैं लेने जा रही हूँ जिसकी अनाउंसमेंट मैं करने वाली हूँ इस क्लास में. So stay tuned and also we are going to solve prelims based questions. आज हम prelims perspective से questions भी solve करेंगे. The PDF of this lecture will be provided on my Telegram channel Simplifying UPSC with Ease. Link is given below in the description box. इस lecture का PDF आपको हमारे Telegram channel Simplifying UPSC with Ease पर मिल जाएगा. So the announcement is that I am launching a free class today on Unacademy Plus at 7 p.m. This is a free live class. This is a live class, okay? Free live lecture. I'm going to launch it today on Unacademy Plus, Jan 3 at 7 p.m. And you can use code Sharma20 or Arpita10. कोई भी code use कर सकते हो इन दोनों में से to unlock the free live class. इस free live class को open up करने के लिए on the Unacademy Learning app, you can use code Sharma20 or you can use code Arpita10 to watch it for free. ठीक है, आप फ्री में कोई भी क्लासेस Unacademy Plus पर देख सकते हो लर्निंग ऐप के थ्रू या टेस्ट दे सकते हो इन दो कोड्स को यूज करके. ठीक है, point clear? So this class will be on a 6-month strategy to clear Prelims 2021 UPSC CSE. Now only 5 to 6 months are left for your upcoming preliminary examination. So I'm going to delve deeper into a 6-month strategy to clear Prelims exam. So I'm going to give you a timetable also. I'm going to provide you a demo timetable also. I'm going to provide you the important aspects of note making, revising, books that you have to cover, the number of revision that you have to do, how you have to revise, everything will be covered in this lecture, live lecture today at 7 p.m. So enroll in this lecture. Link is given below in the description box. नीचे description box में इसका link दिया हुआ है. Enroll in this lecture. Use code Sharma20 or Arpita10 to unlock the free plus experience on Unacademy Plus. Do watch this session live today. ठीक है, आपके सारे doubts भी इसमें लिए जाएंगे तो जरूर इस session को देखिएगा. So the first news, free vaccination first for 3 crore health frontline workers. Now here this topic is a part of GS paper 2. Issues relating to development and management of social sector or services relating to health, education, human resources. So here you have to focus on health infrastructure. What kind of question they can ask in mains? India needs proper planning, a prudent distribution policy and vigilant monitoring post-vaccination to ensure holistic vaccination of masses. Discuss elaborately. Now here we know that vaccinations are getting approved, right? The next step is how we are going to or how we are planning to monitor them and monitor their distribution and effectively distribute them among the masses so that nobody is left out. तो नेक्स्ट हमारे पास अब क्वेश्चन आता है कि देखो वैक्सीनेशंस तो डेवलप हो रही हैं, अप्रूवल भी मिल रहे हैं, पर नेक्स्ट डाउट आता है कि इतने करोड़ लोग रह रहे हैं इंडिया में, कैसे हम इसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने वाले हैं, कैसे लोगों तक पहुंचाने वाले हैं. The objective of this particular vaccination drive is to gear up for the rollout of COVID-19 vaccine across the country. And this dry run that is getting right now, that is implemented right now, ये dry run जो है वो अभी implement हो रहा है. So this run will also assess operational feasibility in the use of COVID application in the field of environment and to identify the challenges. Also for prelims you have to study what is कोविन एप्लीकेशन. ये कोविन एप्लीकेशन क्या है, प्रीलिम्स के लिए आपको पढ़ना है. आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू फूड फॉर थॉट ऑल्सो सो दैट आफ्टरवर्ड्स, आफ्टर गोइंग थ्रू दिस लेक्चर, दिस लेसन, यू कैन ऑल्सो डू सम काइंड ऑफ हार्ड वर्क टू रिसर्च अबाउट द इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक्स, ताकि आपका माइंड भी एक्सपैंड हो. right, your mind should also get expanded. So for that I am also going to give you these homeworks. Okay. So the government has announced distribution of COVID vaccine under COVID-19 immunization program. The government will procure and distribute the vaccine to 4 categories of people free of cost. Underline this. Many people are spreading rumor that the vaccine will not be free of cost. It will be free of cost. So let us understand the category of people. First category is for healthcare workers, which include doctor, nurses, ASHA workers. Okay? Coming on to the second category, it is for frontline workers like police, like the armed forces. Okay? Then third category is for citizens above 50 years of age, the senior citizens, 50 साल से ऊपर की एज के जो citizens हैं उनके लिए third category. Final category is for below 50 years of age with comorbidities, right? So these are the different categories which have been created in order to distribute the vaccine. पूरी जनता को, all of the citizens in India, they have been categorized. Experts say that hard choices are to be made when there is an insufficient supply of vaccines. So we have to make sure that the vaccine supply is also sufficient. Deciding whom to distribute will become difficult if the supply of vaccines is not quite satisfactory. Now another important requirement is the temperature requirement. The COVID vaccines are to be distributed at ultra low temperatures. ठीक है, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द कोविड वैक्सीन दे आर आरएनए वैक्सीन. ज्यादातर जितनी भी कोविड वैक्सीन है वो आरएनए वैक्सीन है जो कि अभी एडवांस्ड स्टेज फेज 3 ट्रायल्स के एडवांस स्टेज में आ गई हैं एंड दे रिक्वायर -70 डिग्री सेल्सियस टू -80 डिग्री सेल्सियस कोल्ड चेन. So another thing that the government has to keep in mind is that the vaccines are kept in adequate temperature or else they will become ineffective, right? COVID vaccine is similar to Ebola vaccine which requires the same kind of cold storage. Ebola vaccine storage was very difficult to establish in countries like West Africa because climate also matters, right? Now next important point is resources. For continuous supply of vaccines, resources required are the storage requirements, the cold chain supply, and building infrastructure for ultra cold storage in case the climate is very hot. So India does not have this kind of storage right now, because we require freezers along with uninterrupted power supply, and when it comes to power supply it is questionable. So for the delivery of the vaccine there is a need to consider the logistics and infrastructure, because right now what is the problem with the logistics and infrastructure, that these two are going beyond the financial resources that we require to purchase vaccines. That is the main problem right now that Indian government is facing. Now the next challenge is vaccinating people. There are crores of people in India. We have to categorize them. Then we have to make sure that the vaccination reaches each and every person free of cost. So for the best results, people, they are vaccinated with 2 doses of 4 weeks. So this is much similar to polio and rubella campaigns. Now to make sure that for every dose they are visiting the camps and the hospitals regularly. Moving ahead, the National Immunization Program is limited to vaccinating children, and this should be taken into consideration. We have to expand the source of National Immunization Program. COVID-19 vaccine will be given to all ages, including the older people also. And the vaccines are prioritized according to groups which are identified by the government. So these are the important aspects of the vaccination drive that is going to start in India once the vaccine is approved. Coming on to the next important article, LET leader held ahead of FATF meet. In these kind of articles, you do not have to go through the news. That is unimportant. What you have to study is what is FATF, what is the functioning of FATF, what is its impact on India's international relations. It is important not just for prelims but also for GS paper 2 mains. Now, the aim of FATF you have to study. You know that FATF has 2 lists, grey list and black list. You have to understand what are the proposals made by each of these lists, why the countries are categorized under grey and black category, what was the year of formation of FATF and what are its objectives. Basically, it is said that FATF was instituted, it was established to counter 2 activities, money laundering and terrorist financing. For GS paper 2 and for interview also, you should know what is the basic difference between money laundering and terrorist financing. What are these 2 terms? That also we have to understand. For mains, these questions can be asked. What is the mandate and objectives of FATF discussed? Let us understand the 2 aspects. So let's understand the basic difference between money laundering and terrorist financing. When we talk about money laundering, the motivation here is profit seeking. But in terrorist financing, it is ideological. Then money laundering, the intention is to clean the ill-gotten gains or dirty money, the black money, so that they appear to be proceeds from legal activities, to convert black money into white money. That is the intention. Terrorist to in order to safeguard oneself from the eyes of the government. Law. Terrorist financing, to intimidate a population or to compel a government or an international organization to do or abstain from doing any specific act through the threat of violence. Violence is key over here in terrorist financing. Source of funding: money laundering, extortion, kidnapping, narcotics, trafficking, smuggling, fraud, theft, robbery, identity theft. All these are source of money laundering. Terrorist financing, the source of funding is fraud, theft, robbery, extortion, then improper use of charitable funds. These are the sources of terrorist financing. Then when we talk about methods, here in money laundering, method is placement, layering and integration. Terrorist financing method is similar to that which is used by criminals that launder funds. So these are the different aspects or the differences between money laundering and terrorist financing that you have to understand. When we talk about FATF, it is a policy making body, एक policy making body है whose secretariat is in Paris, and it's an intergovernmental body which was established in 1989 on the initiative of G7. It currently comprises of 37 member jurisdictions and 2 regional organizations that you have to remember. Coming on to the next article on page 1, Assam's doubtful citizens get a center to learn their rights. Here, Aditpur, it is not known for academics, but this village about 20 km from western Assam's Barpeta town, understand the location, it is important for prelims, is teaching the Constitution of India to doubtful Indians who are unlikely to have heard of it. Local activists and youth had on December 20 opened a Samvidhan Kendra, that is the Constitution Kendra, to teach people what is doubtful citizen, what are their rights, what are the prospects of doubtful citizens in the Constitution, so that they can be well aware about their rights. Here you have to study the following things: who is a doubtful voter or doubtful citizen, what is CAA Bill 2019, what is National Population Register. I have created a special video on National Population Register and NRC also. And what is Assam Accord. These are the key points that you have to study. You have to search after reading this article. So what is a doubtful citizenship, or who is a doubtful citizen? Sub Rule 4 of Rule 4 of 2003 rules reproduced below says that during the verification process of population register, that is NPR, which is a step which is done before NRC, an individual or family would be marked as doubtful citizen or have doubtful citizenship. On what basis? किस basis पे mark किया जाएगा? That is also important. You have to study that also. Now you have to first make sure that you note down that in which rule or which part of the Constitution doubtful citizen term is mentioned. ठीक है, ये आपको prelims के लिए याद रखना है. Now the next question is, there are rules in 2003 rules which set the ground rule and provides for procedures and process to be followed for preparing NPR and NRIC. तो जो लोग NPR की लिस्ट से बाहर होंगे, they will be considered as doubtful citizens, right? तो उनको doubtful voter माना जाएगा, the people who are out of the list of NPR. Coming on to the next news, Covaxin gets expert panel nod. Here, this is important for prelims. So what is Covaxin? Let us understand that. Covaxin is an inactivated vaccine created from a strain of infectious SARS-CoV-2 virus that has shown promise in preclinical studies, demonstrating extensive safety and effective immune response. It has been developed by Bharat Biotech in collaboration with Indian Council of Medical Research and National Institute of Virology. This is again very important. ठीक है, आपको manufacturers का नाम याद रखना है. Another important article is India cultures new coronavirus strain. India has successfully cultured the new coronavirus strain which was first reported in UK. The Indian Council of Medical Research has tweeted this. तो इंडिया ने बहुत ही सक्सेसफुली कल्चर कर लिया है इस न्यू स्ट्रेन को. ठीक है, this is the first in the world, claims ICMR, that a nation has cultured this strain. We are now researching on this strain and we are now tracking this strain and tracking its formation and finding its solution. So the question is, why do viruses mutate? Mutation means difference. Mutation का मतलब क्या होता है? जब आपके cells या genes mutate करते हैं, उसका मतलब होता है कि कुछ change आया है. A letter change in the genome, that is mutation. Mutations in viruses are a natural part of evolution. The pressure on the virus to evolve is increased by the fact that so many millions of people have now been infected. मतलब viruses also have their own mind. Viruses का भी अपना खुद का दिमाग होता है. इतने लोग एक वायरस से इम्पैक्ट हुए हैं, इन्फेक्ट हुए हैं, तो अब वायरस पे प्रेशर आ रहा है कि अब आपको इवॉल्व करना है. So what is COVID-19 mutant strain? It has been named as VUI 2020-1201, which is the first variant under investigation. And it is defined by a set of 17 changes or mutations. 17 changes आए हैं इस वायरस में. This new variant is showing some 17 changes in the genome. That is very large. Because of this, the transmissibility of this virus has also changed and is 70% more infectious compared to the earlier virus. Now let's take a short quiz. एक छोटा सा quiz ले लेते हैं. Question number 1. Due to some reasons, if there is a huge fall in the population of species of butterflies, what could be its likely consequence or consequences? Pollination of some plants could be adversely affected. There could be a drastic increase in fungal infections of some cultivated plants. It could lead to a fall in population of some species of wasps, spiders and birds. This question came in 2017 prelims. ये question 2017 के prelims में आया था. You have to select the correct answer using the code given below. Correct answer आपको identify करना है. You have 5 seconds time for that. Correct answer to this question is, it is C. That is statement 1 and 3 are correct. Statement number 2 is wrong. Statement 2 जो है वो गलत है. Second statement should be wrong because the extreme word drastic, ठीक है, it is extreme word and extreme words are always wrong. Now this question has been taken from NCERT class 12th biology page 30. ठीक है, तो I've told you the source also of this question. तो आपको NCERT class 12th 11th की biology तो जरूर पढ़नी है. Next question. In India, extended producer responsibility was introduced as an important feature in which of the following? The Biomedical Waste Rules 1998, the Recycled Plastic Rules 1999, the E-Waste Rules 2011, the Food Safety and Standard Regulations 2011. Which of them is correct? कौन सा इसमें से ऑप्शन करेक्ट है? फटाफट से बताएं. 2017 का प्रीलिम्स का PYQ है ये. You have 5 seconds time to answer the question. Correct answer is C. The E-Waste Management and Handling Rules of 2011. Third question. The word Denisovan is sometimes mentioned in media in reference to fossils of kind of dinosaurs, an early human species, cave system found in northeast India, geological period in the history of Indian subcontinent. Which statement is correct? कौन सा statement correct है? फटाफट से बताएं. You have 5 seconds time to answer the question. 5 सेकंड का टाइम है आप लोगों के पास. फटाफट से आंसर करें. Correct answer to this question is, it is B, an early human species. Next question. Consider the following statements. Asiatic lion is naturally found in India only. A double-humped camel is naturally found in India only. One-horned rhinoceros is naturally found in India only. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? जल्दी से बताएं कौन सा statement correct है. The correct answer in this case is, इस case में correct answer आपका है, it is A. That is only statement 1 is correct. Next question. Consider the following statements. Agricultural soils release nitrogen oxides into environment. Cattle release ammonia into environment. Poultry industry release reactive nitrogen compounds into the environment. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? कौन सा statement इसमें correct है? You have 5 seconds time to answer the question. Correct answer is, it is D. All of the above are correct. सभी statements absolutely correct हैं. Now let's move forward. आगे बढ़ते हैं. We have solved important questions also from the previous year question paper. Also do not forget to subscribe to enroll in this free lecture. It's a free live class that I'm going to take today at 7 PM. आज 7 बजे मैं ये free live lecture लेने वाली हूँ. ठीक है, तो इसको जरूर इसमें इनरोल कीजिएगा. यू कैन यूज कोड Sharma20 और यू कैन यूज कोड Arpita10 to unlock the free plus experience on Unacademy Plus learning app. The link is given below in the description box. Coming on to the next article, Assam throws a lifeline to its only Ramsar site. So the Kamrup district administration has prohibited community fishing in Deepor Beel, which is a wetland on the southern western edge of Guwahati and Assam's only Ramsar site. This prohibition order has come under section 144 of CRPC, which underlines the possibility of community fishing on Jan 3 and will remain beyond the mid-Jan Magh or Bhogali Bihu, that is preceded by mass fishing in many parts of the state. Here what you have to study, the location of Deepor Beel. आपको Deepor Beel वाइल्ड सैंक्चुरी की लोकेशन याद रखनी है, लाइक कोतपारा, मिकीपारा, पासपारा, अजारा. द स्टेट लोकेशन यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. वेयर इज Deepor Beel लोकेटेड? What is section 144 of CRPC? For art and culture you have to study what is Magh और Bhogali Bihu, why it is celebrated, क्यों celebrate किया जाता है Magh और Bhogali Bihu. What are wetland sites, how they are protected, and you have to remember how to prevent over exploitation of the Ramsar sites. ये आर्टिकल बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये जो मैंने पैराग्राफ मार्क किया है एंड दिस पैराग्राफ, दीज आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट यू आर गोइंग थ्रू दिस पैराग्राफ. 99% of your answers will be solved by studying these paragraphs. Okay. Coming on to the next important article that you have to study, row breaks out over renaming of Aurangabad. You do not have to study this article. What you have to study is that how states are renamed. How states are renamed. What is the constitutional provision under which the states can be renamed? कौन सा ऐसा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजन है जिसके तहत आप स्टेट्स को या सिटीज को, स्टेट्स और सिटीज यू कैन रीनेम देम, किसकी परमिशन चाहिए होती है? दिस इज मेंशन्ड इन योर एम लक्ष्मीकांत. अगर आप एम लक्ष्मीकांत पढ़ रहे हो उसमें ये चैप्टर मेंशन्ड है. ठीक है, दिस स्टेट्स रीनेमिंग इज मेंशन्ड इन एम लक्ष्मीकांत. ठीक है. गोइंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट आर्टिकल, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर प्रीलिम्स. ये प्रीलिम्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है एंड इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर मेंस जीएस पेपर 2. You have to study what is capital punishment and should we ban it? If no, why? If yes, why? So Kazakhstan has abolished the death penalty, making permanent a nearly 2-decade freeze on capital punishment. ठीक है, you have to study about this for your mains perspective. International relation के perspective से आपको पढ़ना है, Iran plans to enrich uranium up to 20% purity, says IAEA. You have to study what is IAEA and what is the impact on global relations if Iran plans to enrich uranium, which it is not allowed to by US. So this was all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's class. अगर आपको आज की क्लास अच्छी लगी, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Also, download the class PDF through my Telegram channel, Simplifying UPSC with Ease. क्लास का PDF आपको मिल जाएगा Telegram channel के थ्रू. Do not forget to enroll in this free lecture that I am going to take on Unacademy today at 7 PM. Use code Sharma20 और Arpita10 to unlock the free plus experience. अगर आप पहली बार Unacademy learning app यूज कर रहे हैं और सभी क्लासेस को फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट देखना चाहते हैं तो आप ये कोड यूज कर सकते हैं Sharma20 और Arpita10 to view the classes for free on Unacademy learning app. Link is given below in the description box. Thank you.